Man, Trex. Hey, Leo called it, you know. We were going to see some crazy picks from Tienzi. We saw the Amon back then, the Leo Mort as well. We saw this in Swiss. We didn't know it was going to be possible to play it in such a high-stake match, but hey, they brought it up.
This is what you've got to love about Aurora Turkey. They're willing to always push the limits, and they get wins when they push the limits like this. I do agree with Gideon. I like their draft. One of the reasons I like it, there's a lot of kiting capabilities on their draft. For SRG, it's going to be hard to bring that dive in. And look at the damage already onto Cram early on.
Yeah. So in the end, it is actually going to be Innocent on the export, Cram on the Uranus there. Unfortunately, we got to see, it was quite mixed. I was quite surprised as well earlier. But hey, this is already a very different approach. Rosa? First blood against Stormy. Hey, we heard earlier, Trex, that both of them really want to show who the better mid trio is. Right now, it's 1-0 to Rosa.
Yeah, the aggression already, and Zetian is a hero. I didn't know how much we were going to see it in this event, and every time it's popped up, it has done well. The poking capabilities, the wave clear, and again, the ability to kite against the enemy.
Looking at it again, you know, just going through some of these emblems, and again, the choice for Sigiboom here is actually going to be the Temporal Rain on Sora. An interesting choice, something we have seen in the Swiss stage there, but for the most part, it is usually either the Concussive Blast or the Brave Smite. We saw the Concussive Blast a lot when it's played in XP, just to get a little bit more prio. Looks like, again, Aurora Gaming are going to be setting up for Turtle #1 with a whole lot of pick-off potential.
Aurora Gaming already, what, a 700 gold lead. If they're able to secure this first turtle, it is huge for them. It probably sets them above the one, but here comes a little bit of damage. Pagu able to lock on to Yumes. Set guys looking for the dash in as well. Pagu just about to go down, but able to come back and survive. The dive in does come in. Tien's able to fling back and look at the damage. Rosa with another kill in the book.
A long team fight, man. Yes, it's great for the Kaleo when you're able to actually get the hits, but they space so well. Innocent and Sigiboom going at it up top. Turtle #1, this should be free, but Lunar.
Lunar looking for an angle. Sekai is able to steal it. Can he get away though? Lunar looking for the kill. Can he secure it? Yes, Rosa actually steals it away, but Sekai takes out Lunar. It's a 1-for-1 Turtle over to SRG.
3-0 Rosa is going to be a problem though. Yes, they were able to secure the turtle, but there was so much time that Lunar was able to buy. Firstly, Skies was so low, he had to go back a bit, and they were able to get another kill. Now it's Aurora Gaming who actually still have the lead, and honestly, if you look at their composition, they should be able to scale quite well too. It's just, how's the X4 going to play into this game? With Rosa being so far ahead, as Leo said it's going to be very easy to get him to somersault.
All right, SRG now trying to play the aggressive route. I don't know if this is the route they exactly want to take. I think for them right now, they need to kind of bid their time a little bit. Wait till Cram can get involved in these fights. Wait until Innocent can get involved in these fights. I think when they're grouped up, that's when they're going to do best.
Absolutely. We'll see how it goes again. Again, if you guys want to understand a little bit more of this Uranus CC matchup, it is a completely unsalvageable matchup for the CC just because you can't do anything. Usually you at least get tempo around the map or you win out in the matchup. Against the Uranus, you lose out on tempo and Uranus just cannot lose in lane against the CC. Let's take a look at the item builds here. Yeah, they did pick up the Lethal Wanderer there. Nothing too crazy as of yet. Actually an attempt there with a Consecration pop 2 from Cram. Really looking for tempo on the map.
Yeah, SRG, I mean, the play right now in the mid lane, it seems where all the action is happening, trying to secure it, trying to get river control. SRG finally starting to push back. You said it about Cram. He has control in the CXP lane, and it's making him get involved in these fights, but look at the stun. Tsunami Slam does lock on, brings Lunar back. Lunar not going to be able to get away from this, but the AOT comes in, able to get the connect. Rosa joins the fight as well.
Yep. Way too late on the AOG there. They didn't have the control in the mid lane, and that, therefore, it really just became a free pickoff for Selangor Red Giants. I really feel like Aurora Gaming should not have let that happen. Lunar knew that there were people missing in the mid lane, and the fact that SRG with, I would say, not the best mid prio, were able to rotate quicker is concerning. Aurora Gaming are losing a little bit of control. Pagu
for the grab though. Yumes on the run, forced to dash away. Stormy as well as Aurora Gaming take control over the Turtle Pit. Innocent does have the last Insanity. Is he going to pop it and try to get involved? Tienzi able to secure the turtle with ease, but now Pagu getting a little bit left behind. Nice kiting from Rose, able to push Cram away, and SRG can't do anything about it.
It's so technical, Trex. This is what we were saying when we were talking about how Fireflux almost beat Selangor Red Giants in MSC 2024 in the semifinals there. Or was it the quarterfinals? Honestly forgot. It was single bracket.
Either way.
At that point, it's like you lose, you die. And honestly, it really feels that way too because no team wants to go to a lower bracket with TL, Onyx, YG, and Team Spirit waiting for them.
It's true, and I feel like Aurora Gaming, every time these players get into top 8, they seem to really shine. This is where their prime kind of kicks in. They have trouble in the groups, they have trouble in the Swiss, but once we see them now, they are playing technical. They are fixing the mistakes that we called out before. And keep our eyes on TNZ, able to just steal a camp. He doesn't even go for the kill.
Nope.
He just, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take that.
As an assassin Trex, it's all about how to make the enemy marksman your boy.
Your boy.
That's the PG way to say it, right?
I got you.
That's all. For Kenzie, it's really all about taking him out because he knows that the main carry on this team is Skies, and the whole team's trying to support him to do it, right? Pagu already leaning into the green camps, trying to take it away, but it is Skies. He knows how to path. He knows exactly how to actually get the most out of even a bullying situation here. And again, for Selangor Red Giants, they lost out on those kills early. They lost out on the early turtle, or the second turtle earlier, but they're still able to get that gold lead to go down for Aurora Gaming.
Yeah, I think my big worry though for Aurora Gaming here, as you know, Sekai's 2-0-0, and a YSS unchecked is a YSS that's going to check you soon at this point. Once he gets those items in, we know the damage he can do. And if SRG can get to that point, which, I mean, the gold lead is practically nothing for Aurora Gaming at the time. It's still a very much tie game, even with the extra kills that Aurora Gaming has gotten. I'm wondering when that pop-off point happens for SRG.
Should be around now. The mid game's definitely what Selangor Red Giants are looking for. Into the power spike. Pagu's gonna go in, Yums as well. They're holding this angle, and really, for SRG, again, it's all about the poke. It's all about the threat of Innocent on this export. Can he build enough stacks as they go for Turtle 3?
Watch for TNZ in that top bush. Gonna try to look for an angle, look for a steal. Pagu also looking for the taunt. Innocent waiting for the dive in. Sekai's wants to enter the battle as well. Here comes the Tsunami Slam. AOG able to connect to multiple members. TNZ able to take the turtle.
Lunar's gonna go down now. Oh, big last Insanity actually doesn't land on anyone. Yums!
That's big. Sigiboom gets killed on the backside. We're seeing more damage. Stormy able to almost pick up one, but he doesn't get it. Sekai's, though, finds one of his own as TNZ makes the trade. Pagu finds Innocent, and members of SRG are falling. Rosa and Pagu just need to get away, but Cram doesn't want to let that happen.
Yeah, wants to go and chase Rosa all the way. Does not want to give him tempo, and look at what Cram is doing for Skies right now. He's able to push everybody back so that Skies can rotate straight to top side, where he can actually convert on this winning team fight. It was actually not a winning team fight, actually. In a way, they won out because they were able to secure the structure, because they were able to stop the capitalization from Aurora Gaming. But it was Aurora who got the man advantage. They took Innocent down in the mid lane. There were trades all around. They got the turtle too. But it's all about the structures at the end of the day, if we have a technical match like this.
And if you get those big neutral objectives, can you convert them into structures? Can you convert them into towers? And that's where Aurora Gaming is falling short right now.
Aurora Gaming are also falling short of making Skies Tienzi's boy right now. He's not a little good boy. Right now he's
nobody's boy.
He's a man.
He's his own boy.
He's his own boy. He's getting to be a man as we get into the late game, man. He can really start to be independent.
Oh,
hold on. No way he goes for the Tsunami Slam. Yeah, onto Pagu. But Skies was ready for it, dude. He popped down the shocker right as Yums jumped in. So they got to be real careful about that. Once we get to the later stage of the game, you use that. That's a big part of his kit, especially against Aurora Gaming's ambush, I would say. They have a lot of assassination attempt, or assassination threat, Innocent.
Anzi's hunting.
Yums.
SRG as well. Yums able to get the grab. Tsunami Slam, and Sekai's gonna eat that TNZ quickly. Pagu now on the run as well. He shouldn't have got involved, but the heal does come in. Sigiboom here to back him up as Lunar tries to get Cram away from Rosa here. But Innocent doesn't let Pagu get away. He goes down. SRG got what they came for. They find two members, and they back up, but on the top side, Sigiboom as well, up against Innocent. Are they going to re-engage?
Last Insanity down already. Innocent going to be taken out by Sigiboom, and now it's Cram who chases, but the Lord is being taken by SRG.
Look at the damage from Sigiboom onto Cram right now. It might just be enough. But Cram is relentless. Down at the Lord, though, there's a fight going down. Stormy able to get the shutdown onto Rosa. Sekai's takes the Lord off Cam, and Cram picks up Sigiboom just to put a bow on the box. Lunar falls as well, and just when we were counting SRG out, they take the game into their hands.
It's all about team fighting at the end of the day if you're Selangor Red Giants. Yes, they've been dominant. They've been showing how they can tackle games just through taking the macro, having those advantages. But at the end of the day, it's still the same SRG that won MSC 2024. It's an SRG where you really just rely on those crazy team fights to get back at a game if you're losing. And Cram, he's loving this chaos. Pagu's gonna try to flank him, but he doesn't care, yo.
I mean, in that whole last fight, SRG did such a good job at splitting Aurora up.
Yep.
I feel like they were planning to take that Lord from the very beginning of that pickup on top side. Now SRG looking to try to come on to this tier 3 in the mid lane. Lord coming down the bottom.
That's the thing about Aurora Gaming's composition. They look like they're built for the early game. Into the mid game, they have to start to group up. Meanwhile, for Selangor Red Giants, they're fine playing in the side lanes. They still have these very, very strong side laners who can really go for these 1v1s and win it out. Unfortunately for Innocent, the last insanity got flickered out of, right? That was just the whole problem there. Siggy Boom was able to get the kill, but Cram stopped him from rotating over. And now it's Pagu.
Pagu tries to go in.
Whoa.
Big Sun comes down. Lunar able to find set guys. This is huge for Aurora Gaming. Siggy Boom in the midst of things.
Still there, last insanity coming down. No, Siggy Boom actually still able to turn things around. AOG!
AOG connects, well just misses. Cram now back against the tower. Aurora Gaming trying to push down the mid side. Lunar keeping Cram at bay as the rest of the team follow behind. And look at the grab, look at the stun. Stormy falls, TNZ gets the kill. There's 2 members left for SRG.
In a way, it's still the SRG from MSC 2024, you know? They take those risks, a lot of times it pays off, but when it doesn't, oh man, it really hurts. And just like in MSC 2024, Aurora Gaming are punishing that. They're going for these team fights and they finally understood we need to group up. We cannot let Selangor Red Giants split us up the way they did during that Lord take. It's really all about getting those proper sets. And yeah, this is the problem about having a Valentina in the mid lane as opposed to in the matchup purely against the Sora. Because Stormy isn't building tank, he's building Lightning Truncheon and the Bloodwings here. He's still such a squishy boy, so when he goes in, it's either everybody follows up, they get the win, or he goes in and he gets insta-deleted by Aurora Gaming.
I mean, at this point, wait a second. I mean, Cram is the menace right now. I feel like Cram is really the thing keeping SRG heavily in this game. SRG looking for a target that his side did not fully commit. I think it's a safe bet.
It's back to level. 600 gold lead for Selangor Red Giants at this point of the game. It really is insignificant. What's going to be significant, though, is the structural advantage that Selangor Red Giants have been able to get. This bottom lane is big for them, dude. They still have a tier 3 up top, or tier 3 down below. Up top, I have no idea.
And with Cram up in the top side, it is going to be hard for Aurora Gaming to try to contest this Lord. SRG going to be able to control the macro. Look at the wave already coming in. Aurora Gaming either has to fully commit to a fight or just give it over at this point.
Look at this dirty Cram Uranus, man. Constantly flanking, constantly just being a nuisance, forcing Aurora to split. And again, for Selangor Red Giants, after that fight, they know what to do. They need to split them up, and look at Skies already. A quarter HP on the Lord.
TNZ flickers back with the trick. Big stun comes in on the mobile members. What? SRG and TNZ steals the Lord right out of their fingers. Siggy Boom gets a kill as well as Aurora Gaming collapse.
Sky's still able to trace this away. Lunar goes in and Rosa picks up the kill.
The Thorn Queen is back, looking for targets. It's nothing but Cram, Stormy, and Innocent against the Lord in a full push as AOG does not connect, but SRG are still against the ropes.
TNZ wasn't able to bully Skies in the early game despite being on an assassin. We were going to say that it was going to be a problem, but TNZ showing up here, stealing away the Lord just like he steals away lunch money from Skies. Innocent, he's going to have to go in, last insanity.
Oh, that might have been a bad last insanity. Will be able to just get away the deadly magic. Did not pack enough of a punch. Now Cram harassing Rosa. Rosa doesn't have the flicker, did have the flicker, still goes down. What? He's dead? He's dead. Cram wants more. He's looking for more, exactly. TNZ tries to use the hat trick, wants to reconnect, but here comes Humes. Flicker's wrong and unable to connect to TNZ, but Pagu does get caught. Set guys joining the fight now. Gets a stun, AOG to safety. Aurora Gaming forced to back off the back and forth right now.
No base turrets taken just yet. Wait, did a turret just fall up top? Lord knows.
Lord knows.
Lord knows, folks.
Only Lord knows.
Only Lord, right
No
now.
turret fell up top. They are
turret.
still all standing strong. 3 inhibitors for each team.
Hey. Aurora Gaming. Chastise Pauldron already for Pagu there. Dominus Ice with the Radiant Armor as well. Taking a look at the itemization here for Rosa. Lightning Truncheon for the Glowing Wand and the Divine Glaive. Yeah, no survivability at all. That's why Cram could just walk through the front line and actually just get to Rosa. So that's going to be the problem as we get into the next few fights, right? Selangor Red Giants will now understand that. Thing is, though, as the panel was already saying, Innocent on this X-Borg is great when he can actually get the stacks down. But if his Faraga armor gets taken out so early in the fight, and with Aurora Gaming having that poke with the Zetian, having that all-in with the Sora, it gets really tough for you to keep your Faraga armor up.
Not just that, but when you think of Innocent, you think of the half-man, half-beast, you think of the damage dealer, you think of the person that can turn a game around when you're in these positions back against the wall. And I don't think the X-Borg is capable of doing that. At this point, it all comes down to Stormy and Sekai's to secure those kills for the team.
Now it's all about getting position. Lunar pops in the curtain call already. Trying to get some poke down. It's all about playing in the bottom lane. They don't have base turrets, like we said earlier, folks. So it's all going to be the control over the side lane. For Aurora Gaming, it's all about sending someone down below right before the Lord spawn so that they can actually continue to push in, or at least stop the shove from coming in from Cram. SRG have the advantage every single time when it comes to the full Lord dance, just because the Uranus is able to play around the bottom lane so easily. So for Aurora Gaming, this is going to be a big blow. Look at Lunar. He's stuck down below, constantly having to deal with the Uranus. And there's no one else you can send. You need Sigiboom to be around this Lord fight. You need obviously, Harley to rotate around. And they can't even look for a pick-off on Cram. I really don't think they have enough damage if Cram has Flicker and Consecration off. Both those two are burned down, then sure, maybe they could go for it. But then it would just give Selangor Red Giants the green light to be like, all right, let's rush the Lord.
At this point, Aurora Gaming has to just kind of get the full team wipe and ignore Cram at this point. You know, get the Lord, get the steal, do something, because Cram is always going to be there. Yeah. He's going to be a nuisance to them. They have to play around it. We're looking at about 17.5 minutes into this game. Aurora Gaming holding a small lead, but we're about to get to the standstill. Full item builds. Cram, though, they do. Consecration comes out. Cram uses the flicker as well, but they're trying to lock on. Up on the Lord. No plays happening. Cram finally falls. Sigiboom able to get the kill. Is this the time for Aurora Gaming to make a play under the Lord?
I think it's too late. Selangor Red Giants, they actually had no control there while Cram was pushing in the bottom lane. An uncharacteristic miscomm coming in. Stormy, oh my god!
Look at the damage! The deadly magic of Rosa! Still takes the kill!
Blasting sound defensively, Yum's gonna be caught as well. He's gonna be taken down despite going for the Tsunami Slam! Aurora Gaming! They've taken 4 members of Selangor Red Giants out, and they are knocking on the base!
It's nothing but Innocent left, and it's time to put the beast down!
They got a minion.
Aurora Gaming are trying to finish this. Immortality does pop. Innocent still trying to hold it off. Immortality pops for Innocent. Aurora Gaming just need to lock on the base, and game number 1 is finished! The upset happens, and Aurora Gaming takes the first game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were coming into this matchup talking about a possible Fire Flux versus SRG in MSC 2024.
SRG versus Aurora Turkey, with Aurora Turkey taking the lead.
Deployed.
Thank you so much, panel. Renmar, Leoman, and
Welcome
Gideon.
to
Bro,
Mobile Legends.
that's, yeah, I agree. I think that's a good question. Where is Sky's at mentally coming into game number 2? Where is SRG at mentally? I don't think they expected to lose game number 1. I mean, I expected them to tear through Aurora Gaming in my predictions.
I mean, I definitely don't want to count SRG out as a team that is going to lose all their mentality from losing one game. But I will say that it's definitely not up. I don't think it went far down, but Aurora Gaming, if they can keep this pace, it's definitely a huge advantage. Up on the top side, though, different from last time. Watch for Rosa. Looking for the stun, able to get some nice damage onto Cram. Cram forced to use the flicker this early on in the game.
That's big. Big wins across the board, really, for Aurora Gaming, right? And the fact that they have Purifies on Lunar and on Rosa, this is going to be a problem. Something that we were already hearing from Gideon is the fact that Yum's one way to the dragon can turn things around, can be that big play to set them or to get them into a spot where they're comfortable. But who are you going to kick? Tianzi's going to be very difficult to kick. You kick Pagu, I think they're fine with that. Sigiboom, same thing. Yes, you see immunity. And both the guys that you would want to kick have Purify.
Purify, wings by wings, ways to get away. I mean, overall, it's a comfortable position for Aurora Gaming. I also love how now that they're in this top 8 bracket, Rosa's getting these aggressive mid laners that can make a difference in a game. I feel like where they fall short sometimes is putting Rosa on something more passive. So I'm glad that Rosa's getting to really show off here.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that they're stealing this Farsa away. Something we were talking about last night when we were talking about SRG versus Aurora. You just can't get Stormy or can't let Stormy take the Farsa. Tianzi is actually significantly ahead here in XP. Really good pathing from Tianzi so far. Hey, it's the same. Assassin versus Marksman. This guy's just becoming his boy.
I'm wondering if SRG expected Aurora Gaming to come into this game so aggressive, to come into both of these games so aggressive. A lot of time when you see the underdog team, they take it very patient in the laning phase, and they can let these stronger teams kind of run over them. But Turkey is doing the exact opposite right now. They are pressuring hard in the early game, and it almost feels like SRG didn't expect it. But the airstrike does come down. Brilliance is used just to get away, and that's what I mean, the aggression from Turkey.
Non-stop pressure on the favorites. Not only for this match, mind you, for this tournament. Or Selangor Red Giants looked so good in the Swiss stage, qualifying 3-0, beating the final boss, TLPH. And maybe it's on us, maybe it's on the viewers. We're the ones who looked at Aurora Gaming as the underdogs. Maybe for Aurora Gaming, that was never the case.
Oh, there's that big kick from Yumes, though. Pagu is able to get away quick enough using the flicker. Was that just a misclick? Was it too slow?
I think it was just on the brink of the Jeet Kune Do. Tough Boots was also already there for Pagu. The angle would have been kind of off anyway, so Yumes decided, you know what, this is a bad angle. I'm going to step back. Let's take a look at the emblems, though, real quick. We didn't get to see this earlier. It's actually the Vitality plus the Festival of Blood here for Sigibooms, guys.
On the top side, look at the puncture through. Thorn Rose does miss. Dude. Down comes the feathered airstrike. Pressure after pressure. Can they take the purple buff? Yumes with the Jeet Kune Do through. Looking for the kick, looking for the stun up in the top side. But in comes Pagu, able to take out Stormy. Yumes now on the run. Cram does find Rosa, but it's a trade for Yumes. Rosa for 2. Was it a good trade?
Yes, great for Aurora, horrible for Selangor Red Giants. Orange buff went to Aurora Gaming as well, by the way. Great steal, great pickup. Skies, man, it's not just the assassin, it's everybody! He can't even go and walk in his own purple!
Oh, he dives in, Siggy, boom! This man, this myth, but will he be able to get away? No, it's a misplay. Innocent finds the retaliation, but Aurora Tianzi takes the purple.
Now, is that worth it? I don't know, yo. I don't know if I'll give him the gold laner for a purple buff. But I guess it's worth it at the end of the day. Because if you look at it, the carries are Stormy and Skies. Those two. As long as those two don't get the farm they need, it's going to be okay. Graham on the Phobius. This is a problem too, by the way, right? Phobius is the type of hero that needs to snowball, that needs to win the early game, get turtles on his back, and, you know, really start popping off. Yumes goes...
Slight miss kick, but right into Tianzi, gets the Thorn Rose on a Stormy to force him away. Turtle now down to about 60%. SRG want to try to make the play. Pagu's there, Tianzi there as well with the Phantom Execution. The damage comes in and Set Guys goes down. Rosa punches his clock, and now they're collapsing onto SRG.
Sigiboom in the back line as Vengeance popped in.
And look at Pagu able to find Kramen now. They don't want to give it up. Lunar forcing them back to base. Turtle over to the hands of Aurora Gaming along with the kill.
We were expecting... Oh, wait a minute, they go for more mid lane. Stormy can't handle it. Tianzi gets the kill. Now a turret to take as well as the orange buff. If game number 1, we saw glimpses of how the assassin could bully this Yusun Shin, this is a full boy game. Skies is forced to be a good boy to just take it everywhere because it's not just Tianzi, bro. It's the whole team who are constantly diving him. He can't get space at all.
Turrets, turtles, orange buffs,
everything,
purple buffs. It's all going to Aurora Gaming right now, and Yumes might just be the next target trying to find Rosa. But again, the kiting is just phenomenal. He gets away with the dragon, but it doesn't matter. Aurora Gaming won it all.
At least Skies gets a purple buff. So
that's one win.
There's something, but they lose a turret down below. Tianzi still wants to bully him. This is looking like it's getting out of control for Selangor Red Giants. And what do they need to get back in control is the question now, because with such big artillery strikes from Rosa with him being so far ahead. I don't know. Wait.
In a bad spot, but the airstrike comes down. I don't think there's an escape from this one. Rosa on the killing spree. Siggy Boom fearless. The whole team, they just ain't stopping.
They do have the artillery. We were talking about it, but I didn't expect under tier 2 against a Vengeance CC. They bursted him down like he was nothing. Siggy Boom used the flicker, so at least there's something that they had to use more to get that kill, but again, the lead is getting out of control, Trex. At this point, how do they feel? What are they going to trade for objectives with? I mean, usually for Selangor Red Giants, you want to just team fight, but I don't think that's the right.
Gonna try to get the kick, but he misses once again. It takes too much time, and Pagu's already there. SRG, at this point, SRG needs to stop. They just need to hit the brakes a little bit, calm down, stop looking for the kicks. Another turtle into the hands of Aurora Gaming, and this time Aurora Gaming are clapping back.
Uh-oh, Mount of Shock already used down. Now it's going to give him to the back line. Gets the kill, shuts down Rosa.
That's huge, but Lunar doesn't want to give it up just yet. Cram trying to keep him away into the backside. TNZ with the puncture through Thorn Rose, looking for a target as Cram continues to slam down, but now he's too deep into water as the kill goes into the hands of Siggy Boom.
Pagu gets into the bush, Innocent going in, and that's it for now. They're able to take the fights and back away. Like, at that point for Aurora Gaming, they want to go for more Mount of Shock already. It lands, but they have Pagu there to back him up. So, for Aurora Gaming, it was more damage control. They lost Rosa already in that skirmish.
Look at the response. Thorn Rose does come down, and here comes TNZ.
Oh,
Brilliance comes in at the last moment, and TNZ cannot secure the kill. But Lunar might not want to give this up.
No.
Gonna try to cut wave, decides not to force it.
Yums.
Remember your job. A nice Thorn Rose to get away and not take full damage. Be able to escape, he's gonna puncture back through.
Oh.
TNZ looking for anything here, but now he's in a bad spot. Thorn Rose, Phantom Execution, safety.
Again, clean from TNZ. Yums, again, I guess this is why they banned out the Badang in favor of like just seeing the Cho on the other side, is because when you get to top boots, when you are ahead in the early game, there's not really much lock. And for Aurora Gaming, it's all about pushing forward. It's all about being aggressive. It's all about being up in your face. And as long as there's no real lockdown, they can do this. Look,
every time they try to get onto Pagu, the flicker comes out and he's breaking their ankles right now, man.
He's pulling one for sure, man. He's breaking all the ankles for Selangor Red Giants, and that's plenty. Selangor Red Giants are really reliant on those cycle of skills. If the Lunox doesn't have that ult by the time the Lord spawns, right? If he's able to do that right before the Lord spawns, that's big. It's going to be massive, Mr. Trex. And
really massive. And I got to give it up to Aurora Gaming. We talked about pressure in the beginning of this game and how nonstop they have been. And even that a minute ago when TNZ punctures through to the mid lane into 3 members, yeah, he might not get a kill, but they are consistently looking and consistently pressuring them. It's like they're getting in their heads, man.
They really are. And I guess the question has been answered a bit, Trex. How are they doing mentally after losing in game number 1? Has it impacted them that much? Because I think the common answer for a lot of the fans, especially after seeing how Selangor Red Giants came back against TLPH in the Swiss stage to qualify to the knockout stage in a reverse sweep fashion, is no, 1 game isn't enough. Maybe 2 games.
A game and a half?
A game and a half may be enough, because it really looks like they are... Yums is defaulting back to just the Todak Yums. The guy who just, when they're behind, goes for these plays in such a desperate manner, and it just doesn't work out for the team. He constantly looks for these, and it's the frustration buildup of the early game. After getting that Ji Kundo, not being able to find the way, the Dragon still having discipline, but as the game goes on, keeps making the same mistakes, or maybe it was, constant outplays. But that frustration builds up, Trex, and when it happens again, he's gonna have to just be like, all right, I'm gonna flicker in, I'm gonna go away the Dragon, I'm gonna try to get the game back. And it's not really his fault. This is the nature of the composition with a Phobius, with a Cho, and a Lunox. You have scaling, but that's not your main goal, bro. You need that mid game. You need to actually get those leads early.
So on the flip side, Aurora Gaming mentally, they come into this essentially with nothing to lose, right? This is the farthest they've ever been. They're comfortable, they're confident, and you can see it in their gameplay. They're willing to take the risks in terms of draft picking things like Harley.
Absolutely.
They're willing to take the risks in terms of gameplay. If you catch Rosa, or you catch a member of Aurora Gaming right now, they brush it off quickly and are still willing to take these fights. So Mentally, yes, I think we have answered the fact that Aurora Gaming in a much better position, and even in terms of gameplay so far, just in a much better position. Let's take a look at the total kills though. Innocent with 45 still leading the pack.
Yeah, before the tournament started in my tier list, I called him the best gold lane in M series, in M7 currently, and I still really stick to that now. It's just the fact that they've been able to shut him down real good. And by shutting down the side laners, I guess we did get to see what Rosa was saying in the interview, right? The side laners are what makes this team special, is what he said. The mid trio, we can beat them.
Ooh.
So it's all about getting tempo in the mid, getting that gap, and then rotating over, pushing these side laners back and taking their turrets, taking it out of laning phase, putting them into really tough spots. And really, that's been the name of the game in Game Number 2 especially.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't just talking, right? They're walking the walk right now.
Oh, yeah.
We always see the first rotation come from Aurora Gaming. We saw it in this game. Rosa goes up tops, puts pressure onto Cram. We saw it in last game, bringing pressure down to the gold lane. Overall, Aurora Gaming has been winning that laning phase, especially in the mid.
And that's why every time, I guess it's something for all of us to learn, right? But Swiss stage is so different from knockouts. We're coming into knockouts expecting similar results to the performances, to the results of the Swiss stage. Let's take a look at the hero matchups here real quick. I'm gonna just mention it to you guys back at home. Shin has a 3-2 win rate against the Lancelot. Farsa is 0-2 against Lunox in the Swiss stage. Lancelot and Lunox are both on the side of the winning team in the knockout stage right now. It's Aurora Gaming Turkey.
And we're back
the lead.
Back in the game now. Lord is up. Humes continue to hold on to the front line. Tienzi with the Thorn Rose, puncturing back to his team. Let's see where it goes from here.
It's all about that mid prio. Bottom lane slow pushing as well. It's gonna be big. Lunar?
Star Moon along with the Feathered Airstrike pushing SRG back, but they should be able to re-engage after this. If Lunar can hold them at bay though, it should be an easy Lord for the side of Aurora Gaming.
He got really low, but SRG do not know that.
Oh,
just like that, Aurora Gaming picks up a Lord for free. We're back in the game, folks. 5,000 gold lead. Just to let you know, if you guys are just tuning in right now, an endless battle for Skies at this point of the game. That's really, really late. You can definitely see the gap here starting to form for TNZ as he picks up his third item, a Brute Force Breastplate. He already has a Fury Hammer built up completely, I believe. No, it's a Warax, an endless battle second.
On the top side of Aurora Gaming, trading towers for towers, but it's a tier 2 for a tier 3, so a big win on the side of Aurora. Lord gonna be marching down the boss side. We just broke the 10-11 minute mark here, 10.5 minute mark, and Aurora Gaming holding a 6,000 gold lead. I mean, last game it felt a little more back and forth. This time Aurora Gaming has been in control from start to finish.
Yeah. We saw a few of those team fights, you know, a few of those moments where Selangor Red Giants could still take the risks, take the gambles, and actually win it out. But in this match, when they're getting outlaned in every single lane, when they're getting capped in every single position, it gets really tough for you to go for those big gambles because you don't even have those sets that can turn games around. It's Yums on a Cho with Purifies on Aurora, with heroes that have untargetability on their abilities. And now also the Siege actually gets canceled.
Yeah, but the airstrike does come down. Big damage does land onto Yums there. Lord finally connecting.
Oh.
But the defense will hold strong and protect SRG from losing any inhibitors so far.
Yeah, they'll crack open all the tier 2s. They'll strip them down at the tier 2s here. Selangor Red Giants choke down and push to their own base. Skies, even more now, is going to struggle to take any camps, to find any gold. They're going to have to divide the gold, disperse it amongst each other whenever it comes through. And Aurora Gaming, I will say, they're doing a phenomenal job. This is something that we saw on the Swiss stage, them leading in the early game but always falling short. Now, they understand how to really capitalize on the big advantage.
That airstrike once again to help clear the waves and give space for Aurora Gaming to back through. Yums comes in, shifting clouds, gets a stun onto SRG as Innocent pushes Pagu away. Aurora Gaming finally backing off. They were looking for a moment, but SRG didn't fall for it.
Oh, huh? Okay. It's all good. Could have been real bad there if Yums was around to follow it up. But again, even if Yums was there, Purify was still up for Rosa. There were still avenues for Aurora Gaming to just get out, waste some resources, and reset. Now they're going to freeze up the waves. They're really going to be putting Selangor Red Giants into a tough spot. Chastise Pauldron now. So the Shin was already behind, now is going to struggle even more in the team fights on top of farming. Yeah, they're zoning them away, dude.
Play on the Innocent, a lot of damage. Pagu gets the kill. One by one, SRG are falling down.
It's not just guys anymore, man. Aurora Gaming Turkey, and they're making Selangor Red Giants their boys.
They're boys?
They're boys.
They're homies? They're little bros.
Oh, no!
So
I hate to see it, Yums.
Did have to back off there, though. Sigboom uses a lot. SRG, I think, again, SRG just really pushing their limits, coming out maybe too far here. Look at the damage from Rosa.
I think we can ask the question already, Trex.
Is it a wrap?
How's game 3 gonna look? If this is game 2, if this is 1.5 games, the mental drop from Selangor Red Giants, how's game 3 gonna look? Are they gonna be able to fully reset? Coach Arcadia, Vecchi, and Winter, they're gonna have to step up here and like really help them reset.
I do want to say this. I don't want to go too quickly to game 3.
Not yet.
SRG, yes, Yums has had some bad plays with that kick so far, but he could still get something. Is it going to be enough? They do get the kill onto Pagu. That's big before the Lord comes. Only if Stormy gets away, though. Brilliance does come out. TNZ forced to use the Phantom Execution just to get away.
Great pickup. Great pickup. Signs of life now for Selangor Red Giants. Finally. And that's such a good lift for Yums, who's just failed constantly in this game to get the way the dragon. Now he finally gets one good play, one good pickoff in. That's the slow build of confidence. That's the slow build of possibly scaling back to being so bad. Rosa.
Feather Air Strike does come out. Look at the damage. Stormy finds the target, locks on, and another one goes down. Aurora Gaming this time on the wall. SRG, that's what they needed, a moment of grace.
Yes, sir. The slow build again. From one play, the domino effect to the next. They find Rosa Lack in there, and they instantly punish. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll be able to really capitalize on the Sigboom and Rosa pickoff, but they need to find something back on the map. They need to get back control. They're able to get some farms. Skies is now level 15, so that's really, really good. The gold lead has been reduced down to just 4,000 now.
Genzi punctures through. Thorn Rose, try to clear the waves. SRG unable to crack that tier 3, which is big for Aurora Gaming. Like you said, they can still gain control of this game again, but don't push too hard, because you can see those moments SRG will have to shine. Look at TNZ. Brilliance does come out in the backside. Lunar able to lock onto Yums. Pagu there as well with TNZ following up. Looking for a moment to strike, a moment to bite as Rosa repositions.
I don't know how the wave in the bottom lane is looking right now, but it does look more like an Aurora Gaming slow push. So for Selangor Red Giants, it's all about managing the wave down below. I think at this point, they might have to take fights. No, okay, we're still at the 15-minute mark, not Evolve Lord just yet. I think Selangor Red Giants, they can do one more Lord where they defend. There's a threat of obviously a base trade getting taken there. Yums has the vision, knows Pagu is in that bush, but knows that there are a lot more players here to back him up. So we can't just be going for Pagu. Cram?
With an air strike once again, a lot of damage lands onto Cram. TNZ tries to get away. Yums able to get the knockup, but doesn't convert to a big kick. SRG reclaiming position, but nobody goes down.
Really good attempt there for Selangor Red Giants. They need to be looking for more of those plays again, build the confidence slowly but surely. But unfortunately, like I said, it'll probably be a Lord that is given to Aurora Gaming. Slow push down below. Selangor Red Giants are going to be split up. Unless Aurora Gaming make a mistake here, I really don't think SRG can push forward just yet. They might have to wait a bit longer.
I feel like Rosa needs to be up on the top side. Yums and Stormy. Sigboom at a bad spot. Rosa as well. G-Kondo doesn't come in. Tries to get away, but Stormy finds the kill again on Rosie. Pagu now brought down to 40% into the backside though. One trying to get him, unable to do it with the shifting clouds, but TNZ picks up set, guys.
Sigboom still able to survive right now. Pagu in the back just buying time.
Doom slow, able to dash through. TNZ with a Phantom Execution. But look at the damage from Innocent once again. Lunar trying to get away.
And that's him. Innocent picking up the kill, going on the turret. TNZ and Sigboom get away. Pagu's pushing in mid. That base turret down below is looking juicy for the minions. Does it take it down? Only Yum sent down.
Oh, should be able to. Actually, I think Tower may just go down here. A couple more hits. No retribution on the side of SRG right now, but Aurora Gaming aren't going to try to take advantage of it.
They keep it alive. Aurora Gaming buys some time, or their minions rather, buy some time for them. A bit of capitalization now, a bit of conversion on the structural objectives.
Yenzi's so aggressive onto Innocent.
Stormy
through. Stormy locks on Rosa. Feather Airstrike comes down in response. Siggy Boom looking for targets. Aurora Gaming maybe just trying to open up the map.
They dealt with the wave in the bottom lane, but it was a temporary answer. They're still going to have to send someone down below to clear it up. Actually, never mind. It might actually build back now. I didn't really get to see the HP bar, but hold on. Yeah, that's why Sky is not handling it. It will be able to build back towards Aurora Gaming. So now, Aurora Gaming are the ones that have to send someone down, but Yums!
A lot of damage.
Wow, great cancel.
Rosa is the target locked right now. If they can find Rosa, Rosa's good.
Kenzie.
Kenzie, Thorn Rose on a Stormy. Damage from all members all around.
Yums.
Now Chugger does come down. TNZ able to get some nice damage on Innocent. Feathered Airstrike as well. The shifting clouds to bring him back, and Cram falls. TNZ picks up the kill.
They're gonna go on Innocent now. It's an all-in TNZ. Thorn Rose!
Oh, Stormy low. Pagu able to find it. And now Lunar's advancing with the rest of Aurora Gaming. TNZ constantly looking for targets. A big falling Star Moon into the backside. Set guys just trying to get away.
And it's a win for Aurora Gaming. 2 members down of Selangor Red Giants. And look at the timer. This is a bad Lord to give. It's an Evolved Lord for Aurora Gaming. And it's free. They're going to have to fight this. It looks like they just want to gamble.
They're pushing for Yums, looking for vision. Set guys, theirs as well. TNT very, very low. I think they maybe could have with how low 2 members are, but they don't have the information.
Exactly. No vision. Aurora Gaming played it perfectly. The way they bobbed and weaved through that team fight, the way they went back and forth. They even need to handle the way down below because they know they still have the lead at that point. They have the items to swap. They have the advantage. All they need to do is execute, and that they did. Pagu, now with the winner crown. We do get to see a replay of how that happened, but keep your eyes on the live view because they are setting up in that bush up top. So going through this fight again, Cram really tries to get in, but it's Phobia's late game. You fall off real hard. You're just a frontliner. And with the damage that Aurora Gaming have in the late game, it's too much to handle. And that ambush up top didn't really amount to much. They just push in top lane so that at least there will be one lane that they don't have to deal with. It'll be a 2-way push coming down onto Selangor Red Giants base.
Inhibitor goes down. Airstrike falls as well. Cram with the demonic force into the backside, but Rosa falls. Set guy's able to get the kill. SRG looking for Stormy. Dan's able to find the kill.
Now it's still with Evolved Lord. They have damage reduction. Innocent's gonna be very low. They're still handling the waves right now. Can they fight the... They can!
That guy's actually responding back. Innocent with a lot of damage on Lunar.
Wow.
Aurora Gaming has to try to get away here. The re-engage of the shifting clouds in the back line. Good call! No, but TNC falls. Innocent, the beast, carries the team to glory at this point.
It's always... There's always a way for Selangor Red Giants. Whether it be Innocent, Stormy, or all 3 with Yums together as well. What a flank by Yums, creating a diversion so that Stormy can just jump in. He was full kamikaze there, man. He went in, he was like, I will die as long as Rosa falls with me. That's a win for my team.
So it's a 5-second counter on Rosa. TNZ at 24. SRG aren't going to be able to end anything exactly here, most likely, but still, we are at standstill territory. This game could go any way at this point.
Aurora Gaming, with the Evolved Lord damage reduction, I really thought like they would be able to power through it, but Selangor Red Giants played that so well. Innocent with the spacing, with the constant pokes, building up to them being so low. The space turret will not fall, at least not now. There's another wave to come in, but they won't use it. It's way too risky. Genzi wants to fight. Yeah, I think that'll be it. Now it gets really troublesome for oh my god, they just want to keep on going. Rosa! Flicker out already. Lunar? No, they can't go for it.
They're gonna like try to rush Lord here?
I don't think so. But what they have gotten is the position back. They push Selangor Red Giants away. And now Cram, when he jumps in, Trex, he's cooked. Does he have Winner Crown? That's the question right now. I want to take a look at the items real quick to see if he does. He doesn't have Winner Crown. He doesn't have Immortality. Those two items are not in his inventory. So when he jumps, he's going to get shredded, bro.
Luckily for Aurora Gaming as well, Long Lane is pushing. In the backside, Siggy Boom onto Cram, keeping him away from the team, but Innocent is always the problem.
Yep.
Innocent and Set guys have been jumping onto Rosa so much that Airstrike comes down, chips away, but still in the top side. Cram,
oh my god,
might get the outplay. Winter Crown comes in for Siggy Boom, Immortality pops.
Now Siggy Boom's dead. Selangor Red Giants, they fought through it and now they have a man advantage. The waves are still down below, but now it is a heck of a lot more equal. Wave versus man down. Who's gonna win? Selangor Red Giants already on the Lord. Yum's handling the mid wave. Stormy!
Airstrike, a lot of damage. Brilliance comes out. It's still not enough. Aurora Gaming mistiming the ults.
They can't go for the shred. They can't burst the Lord. The wave in the bottom lane is gonna crash into their base.
Yeah, will Aurora Gaming try to really take advantage of that? Mountain Stalker does connect. Pagu able to just get through.
Oh my god.
Moves into the bot side. Rosa looking for a position once again, and watch for TNZ on the top.
That wave is big in the bottom lane. TNZ's there. Rosa balls!
Lunar gonna take a kick to the face as well, but there's still minions coming down the boss side as TNZ and Sekai's go for the 1v1. Mono e mono. TNZ looking for the and he's able to get it. He's on the run now. Immortality pops.
Does he buy the second item? He buys it with a crown. Can he do it? No, he cannot. He takes the rose gold in the end, but it was not enough. It was not quick enough. The waves handled right on time, but what TNZ did is he bought more than just those items. He bought time. He possibly saved this game from being a full turnaround. An Evolved Lord in the mid lane. SRG want to look for the end now, but I really... Oh, Siggy Boom?
Boom with a shifting clouds, goes to deep, takes himself down to about 10%, but now Cram is deep as well. Lunar gonna be the next target. The next one in the chopping block, the knives are out as SRG slices through. Innocent takes the tower along with members of Aurora Gaming, just trying to defend.
With a ground down, Siggy Boom goes out. Now it's just Pagu.
Rosa though, back on the field for the airstrike. Quickly got, and Innocent with a double kill. SRG, even the playing field.
It's a wipeout at the end of the day. If you beat Selangor Red Giants early, you have to close it out early. Because if SRG stay alive, if there's just even a breath left in their tank, they have a way to come back.
You know, Leo said it before this match, that if the last game went the distance, SRG would have came back.
Broadcast, welcome to game number 3. Mirko and Trex, I'm gonna loop you in. What do you guys think about the draft?
Thank you so much, panel. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that expert pick. That's number one. And also, the reason we don't see Carrier Claude is because Aurora Gaming wanted the Carry Claude. They wanted to have the Freya to go up against that. It's a really good matchup for the Freya. I think if they went Claude, it would have been cooked.
If they went Claude, I definitely think they would have been cooked. I was expecting something maybe like a Ruby to kind of slow down the enemies. It goes great with the YSS, but still the X-Borg is phenomenal against all of these fighters, all of these divers. My worry for SRG is, yes, they have some CC, they have some crowd control, but is it going to be enough to kind of stiff-arm the possible dive from Aurora Gaming? If Aurora Gaming can pounce correctly in these fights, that's going to be their objective here, right?
Definitely. They need to find those big sets, and honestly, Pagu, whenever he's on the Grok, it just seems like it's inevitable. They have the mid-prio as well. Remember the matchup head-to-head that we were talking about last game? Lunox now is 4-0 against the Farsa, thanks to Stormy and SRG's comeback in game number 2. So Rosa definitely, you know, trying to tear a page out of Selangor Red Giants' book, but also, this is a very similar composition to what we saw in the Swiss stage. Alter Ego beat Aurora Gaming with the Freya Leomord in their first match at M7.
TNZ being aggressive. This is what I was wondering. Are we going to see Aurora Gaming get as aggressive as they were in the past? Purple buff does go into the hands of TNZ. Out comes the Phantom Steed. Stormy going to try to get involved here. Doesn't have level 4. TNZ re-engages. Just as aggressive as he was on the Assassins as he is now on this Leomord.
A fighter is an assassin with more HP, baby. And he's got Barbiel, you know, even more mobility, technically. So, hey, if we're talking about... Wait, hold on, they want to just keep on going. They're bullying these guys again, dude. Not level 4. This is a free turtle for sure. But if we're talking Leomord, the first guy to do it technically was him, and I was at M4 actually. Way back. Incendio Supremacy days.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The big Tigreal Barbiel play.
Yep. And yeah, it's free turtle. Siggy Boom's right there, but they will be able to use the last Insanity for Innocent to get away there. Oh, interesting. They even commit a feather airstrike there, trying to take away the gold camp, but now it's, again, just TNZ walking up, stealing camps away, really trying to suffocate Skies in this matchup. Phantom Steed knows there's no flicker on Stormy.
Well, Rosa's got his back, but TNZ, and this is the thing, he knows not to fully commit sometimes. He'll use the ult, He'll use the punctures. But look at the damage on Innocent. Innocent not going to be able to get away from this one. Rosa with first blood.
That's the thing about using the last Insanity defensively. It takes a while for you to get the Faraga armor back, especially in the early game here. So Aurora Gaming, really good punish up top. The rotation was clean, and even just the feint there with Tianzi already using Phantom Steed. It puts Selangor Red Giants into a false sense of security. They were like, oh, there's no way they would dive. You know, the Phantom Steed is down.
That airstrike does come down, but Tianzi doesn't care. He just wants his purple. You said they were denying. They are starving Sekais right now. More damage lands on a Cram. Cram trying to come help out, but Aurora Gaming got what they came for. They quickly back off. Lunar going to be able to use the Consecration, go through this tower to safety.
Oh, up top. Whoa. Oops, solo kill? No. Innocent flickers out. He's good. But man, this is a struggle for the gold lane, for even Skies in the jungle, especially here. A level down, Sigibu still trying to pressure, trying to threaten Innocent with a solo kill. Takes two turn shots, just safe.
Go, man. About that life.
It's all about
my
that
boy.
right there. You're my boy. Let it be that way, right? For the most part in game number 1 and game number 2, Sigiboom did boyd Innocent. Like Innocent was his boy for the most part. That's how we're gonna refer to it now. It's the son. Yes. All right. Did he steal the orb?
Oh, Sekai's deleted. Rosa takes the kill. A nice Tsunami Slam, but it's just for you. He's trying to get away, and he dashes under the tower. Lunar looking for another. Rosa with the double kill. Falling Star Moon does land on a 4, but just to commit to his own possible death. Aurora Gaming, 3rd game in a row, controlling the early game.
Turrets do not exist for Aurora Gaming in game number 3. Tianzi, I don't know if my eyes deceive me, but I believe Tianzi, he let Barbiel steal the orange, bro. This guys couldn't even handle that, and then right as Barbiel got mounted by Mr. Tianzi, it was all done. Skies saw black and white.
My horse is hungry, yo. Let's Barbiel real quick. That's my boy over there.
He's hungry for a random monster in the jungle, man. Oh my goodness. Cram in the bottom lane here.
No way to get away. Cram gonna go down as well. Rosa 4-0 in 1. The Thorn Queen puncturing through the cracks of SRG. A nice Tsunami Slam will get caught up. Lunar taking out Innocent, able to get the kill. SRG finally putting one on the board.
All right, but it's still just Lunar right now. Pagu's doing so much. And look at Sigiboom, dude. He's free farming up top on a Freya. Take a look at his items real quick right now. He's actually not that far ahead, Phantom Steed.
Oh my god, Yums taking way too much damage. Rosa is unstoppable. Another kill falls into the hands of Tianzi. Make it a tower next. An orange buff. Once again, Aurora Gaming's taking it all.
Bro, Tianzi's crazy with it, man. Barbiel just doesn't stop. Now they go up top, they go for the siege. This comp should be bad at sieging, but they don't care.
You know, this is a very similar draft of what SRG did previously with the with the full fighter composition, able to get a win in the Swiss stage. Aurora Gaming have been watching SRG. They are ready for this series.
They truly are, man. They've really read SRG out. I think even in the drafts from game number 1, stealing the Sora, and the CC game number 2, stealing the Sora, almost getting it done, but Innocent still performing on the CC. Then here, it's a dive on Skies. Can they do it? Tsunami Slam.
Oh, does not connect though. Purify, able to get him to safety. Rosa able to get away. Feathered Airstrike just to keep Aurora Gaming at bay. So the question on our minds though, yes, they're winning again in the early game, but can they close it out? Because that's where they fell short last time.
Yeah, that's really the big question right now. And the thing is, if you look at it again, Selangor Red Giants do have good wave clear. They have really good high ground control. On the other side, sieging should be difficult. Again, it isn't that difficult if you're able to take these members down, but now it's really all about baiting Selangor Red Giants into these fights and not getting caught. I think a big part of game number 2 as to how they lost it and how SRG were able to climb back into the game was the fact that Yums, even though he's missing a lot, he found the correct play. Just one, Way the Dragon, got them back to a more confident position, and then the domino effect, bro. Right after that, Sigiboom fell as well, and I think that's something that he's gonna have to learn if they want to close out game number 3 here.
Yeah, they gotta know how to approach it, right? They need to stay aggressive, but also not too aggressive, right? It's a very thin line there that they have to be able to tiptoe. What I will say for don't get too loco, Holmes. I will say this.
Carlito, calm down, man.
Calm down. Don't do it again. Aurora Gaming in control here. They are taking a lot more this time, though,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're seeing them steal buffs.
Yeah.
Them steal
We're
everything.
like, game number 2 wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
We gotta starve Skies even more.
Even feeding stuff to Barbiel.
Yeah, if RBL gets some, at this point,
They might
was it
start feeding their
Pagu?
minions.
They might actually do that. I don't think that's possible. Not a mechanic yet. Who knows? Maybe Moonton might add that in the future. But yeah, they are really just doubling down on the early game they had in game number 2 and going even crazier, which I really like. I think if there is a way to beat SRG is you gotta put them down before they get back up, dude, because it's inevitable. SRG with any kind of composition, they will get back up. It's just when and can you close the game out faster than that before that timer happens?
They were able to do it in game 1. If they're able to win this game, it puts them at match point. It puts them at a huge advantage because how these games are going back and forth. At this point, whoever gets to match point first might just steal it away. Now, onto the topic of SRG. Yes, they're behind here. Do we think that they're at a clock like they were last game, where it's like late game, or is this still redeemable around First Lord, things like that?
I think they are on a clock. They do have really good scaling still, but the thing is they will struggle to close out the game later on as long as SRG played safe. Again, they have really good clear, and once we get to the late game, as long as they're able to delay a few of those Lords from getting a base turret, then they should be able to turn things around in those big fights. But, again, at the end of the day, it's defense versus offense. Like, for SRG, it really comes down to, especially with the lead that Aurora have right now, playing inside their base. Xborg, Yisun, Shi, and Farsa. They have to try to clear it.
Yeah, so big picture here. Big picture.
Big picture.
Aurora Gaming has the capabilities to do it. SRG, I don't think it's like end game clock, but they definitely need to be careful because with the aggression that Aurora continues to bring, if they do get caught off too much, I don't think Aurora Gaming's gonna let what happened last time happen again.
Yeah. Thing is, though, Selangor Red Giants have a way to force that on you. It's like,
Giants.
you don't want it, but Selangor Red Giants are like, bro, I don't care. You gotta take it. And sometimes you gotta take it like a good boy. Phantom Steed again, Barbiel went over to the turtle. And it's a defensive last insanity. They have good ways to disengage. So they still can actually hover around these neutral objectives. They don't need to give it for free. They can still hover, try to look for a play. If they can't, then they're like, okay, last insanity, flicker out, that's it.
I know we talked well about the Xborg, but at this point, another game with Innocent on it, I feel like we don't get to see any aggressive last insanities.
Yeah.
They're all used defensively. Innocent, he was able to pop off with that CC last game. He's never going to really have the opportunity to pop off here.
Yeah, it gets really tough because of the ganks, and Aurora Gaming have consistently been able to do this. They've actually outperformed Sky, Stormy, and Yums in the trio mid. That is what has led to Innocent losing out a lot in farm, and now they're going to do it again, dude. Right on time. They are just zoning Innocent away from farm, trying to take... You know what? They might be starving Innocent now. They're like, we're done with you, Skies. Now it's time to make you Innocent our boy.
This is something that Aurora Gaming lacked in previous games. Converting kills, converting gold into towers. This time they are cutting lanes. They're quickly moving things forward. A huge knockup. Sekai's trying to get away, but TNZ picks it up once again. Yum's in a bad spot as well, up against Siggy Boom. Rock's gonna make his way up. Should be able to escape, but still Aurora Gaming, 6K gold lead.
Yeah, never mind. Aurora Gaming, usually it's like, I take the territory and then you have to move somewhere. But even when Selangor Red Giants try to reclaim some territory, Aurora Gaming were there and they're like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Innocent in the bottom lane, we bullied him. You're not going to get face, not at all. And even if you do, we're gonna take you down. So it's a bad trade in the end, a turret tier 1. Oh, look at that damage, my guy. What is that damage? Oh, my Lord!
Here comes TNZ as well. Another tower is going to drop here. Innocent trying to defend, trying to get some damage off. He doesn't have the frog armor. He's in a bad spot. Tsunami slam, but it's right into all members of Aurora Gaming. And SRG are shattering right now. Sekai's drops next as Siggy Boom pops off.
TNZ survived that! He got caught in the flicker Tsunami Slam, brought right into the Mountain Shocker, but it wasn't enough though. Innocent!
He's an assassin with more health bar. And they dive in. Lunar takes out Innocent. Lunar takes out Stormy. Lunar with the double kill. And a Lord is coming soon.
Aurora Gaming are stomping Selangor Red Giants. Nice steal, Pagu. Lord slain by Pagu. That's going to be a stat later on. I don't know how we're going to figure that out, but Pagu's going to have one Lord in the stat sheet. They don't care about turrets. This is an assassin with more HP. They've done it. They went in, and man, Aurora Gaming looks so good this game. It really looks like they should be able to get more. But remember, wave clear is still really good. Again, Flicker Tsunami Slam right into the Mountain Shocker, and Tianzi's just sitting there saying, nah, bruh.
I'm an assassin with more HP, bro.
I'm an assassin with more HP,
You're
bro.
my boy.
And then Uranus Lunar is just like, yeah, Uranus, yo.
Another purple buff. Lord coming soon, like a movie near you.
Man, I don't know about this. SRG should still be able to clear it out. Oh, the Holy Shield gets broken right before.
Oh, Pagu makes the play. Siggy Boom jumping onto the back line as well as Rosa puts damage on SRG. The Lord cracks through the base in the face of Aurora Gaming. SRG trying to defend.
Usually you see teams knock on the door, they're barging through.
And there's no way to do it. Aurora Gaming, look the Giants in the eye and tell them match point.
A shocker. Who gets to match point first? It is Aurora Gaming who do it first. 2-1 in the best of 5 here in the upper brackets. We were saying, man, Siege is going to be bad. It's going to be difficult for them to knock on the door. But I guess it ain't difficult to kick the goddamn door.
Not so sure. I'm with Aurora. Will we go to game 5, or will it mean that SRG goes down to the lower bracket here and Aurora Turkey will get their best finish for their region in MLBB history? Mirko, Trex, tell the story.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn. Match point for Aurora Gaming. We heard the panel. Gideon is with SRG. Leo is with Aurora. I'm with Trex. Trex, who are you with?
I am with Aurora Turkey here right
Okay.
now. I think the draft is clean. Don't get me wrong, there's always potential for SRG, but Aurora this time also has a clean late game potential.
Yeah.
And that's where SRG's been getting the comeback. So can SRG do what Aurora did last time and aggressively?
Oh!
That is what they need.
Wait a second.
Cram under the tower.
Way too greedy, Cram? Oh my goodness, playing.
Let's go back there.
Yeah. Playing over, oh my god.
First blood, possibly Yums, takes a lot of damage, able to just dash through with the Shun Po.
Okay, so at least Selangor Red Giants are like, we need to try to be more aggressive, right? We need to try to beat Aurora Gaming at their own game, especially considering we have a fighter now in the jungle. But the thing is, they gotta respect the fact that some of these guys are extra tanky, some of these guys have a revitalize still. Pagu didn't even have to use that, and they won it out. Luckily, Yums didn't have to flicker too, so that's a positive. Let's take a look at the emblems here. Nothing too crazy, honestly, all throughout. It's still the weapon mastery for the Freya that we've seen in Swiss stage as well. Yeah, it really is just the standard emblems for everybody. I guess for Stormy, usually we would see some Farsas go for pull yourself together when they're on Flickered Farsa, but he wants a bit more mobility with the Wilderness Blessing.
I do agree that SRG needs to be aggressive here, but they do still need it. They need Stormy to hit level 4.
Yeah.
They need that Feathered Airstrike to outrange Rosa. They need Yums to hit level 4. And then I think that's their time to shine, but Tienzi, as always, pushing in on the mid.
Oh.
The airstrike does come down. Stormy finally locks in with the level 4, but uses it right before Turtle.
Yeah, that's a big win. Aurora Gaming are really trying to bait out the Phantom Steed away, but it's not going to happen right now. Tienzi fully stacked up.
For an angle, Electrifying Beats comes out. Yums able to get the knockup, doesn't have the Way of the Dragon just yet. Rosa trying to lock onto Cram. Turtle still in the hands of SRG right now as Tienzi's forced to go back to base.
Yums surviving there. Could sidestep away from skill 1 to Lunar. Turtle for Selangor Red Giants. Again, through the prio that they have in the bottom lane, XP, they were able to just go in, push forward. Despite Sigiboom being able to rotate, Tienzi had lost too much HP. And that's why, for me, the Joy pick is the only thing that I was like, no. The Terizla was amazing. I thought they were just going to double down into the early game again. But with this Joy now, Electrifying Beats
does land on a Cram, but still, Aurora Gaming. I mean, I think it's the right play, but they're taking this game much slower than what we've seen the past 3.
That's why I was concerned. Oh my god, the damage!
Rosa deleted, Pagu with an AOG, but does not connect and does not help. It's too late. Aurora Gaming on the back foot this time.
And again, to go back to the point, that's why I didn't really like the Joy showing up there, because you already have a Kimmy in the mid lane, right? You're not super strong up until mid game. You do have a pretty strong level 1 to 2. That's when you can actually, get all stacks early and then start gunning the Lethal Wanderer down. But after that, this is what happens. You're very vulnerable. And again, Wei the Dragon, with the Feathered Airstrike, it just cancels you out. And with the Leomord as well there, they can really start snowballing. Selangor Red Giants technically can Aurora Gaming from the past. That's what we've seen.
Can they Aurora Gaming, the Aurora Gaming team? At this point, though, TNZ hasn't gone down yet, which is a good thing. Aurora Gaming only at about 1,000 gold lead deficit, 800 to 900 actually. This is the goal, right? Wait for second item spike. Wait for TNZ to come online. And SRG needs to, I think, stop that from happening. They need to, if I'm SRG, I think you push harder here. You really dig in.
That's why you got Aurora Gaming right now. You got to go enter the jungle, take things away from TNZ, starve them out, but they're not doing the best at that yet. Like, TNZ is still getting room, and mainly it's because of Pagu constantly just helping him out. Again, Aurora Gaming are kind of used to this. They actually, Lunar is trying his best to stop the cut, but that's not going to happen. Esmeralda's just way stronger there.
That does give an advantage coming up on this turtle. We're going to see Cram most likely rotate right up. Wait a second, up at the top side. A lot of damage does land on a Sticky Boom. Sticky Boom just able to escape. But another feathered airstrike goes down from Stormy. Lord up. Look at Pagu and the rest of the team trying to make their way in.
No Flicker and no Valkyrie Descent.
Ooh, nice kick to the face. TNZ unable to get into the turtle pit. SRG doing such a great job at zoning Aurora Gaming out of these fights.
Nothing Aurora Gaming can do right now to deal with this pressure. Again, if you take a look at the blueprint, hold on, Skies, again, taking away the green camp from Aurora Gaming. Now, Yums found a bad spot. They don't have to go in, and they won't. But back again to game 1 and game number 3. How have Aurora Gaming been able to actually outpace Selangor Red Giants when it comes to the early game? Winning mid-prio, getting the winning mid matchup. Right now, it ain't it, right? Like, you have a pretty good mid matchup, but it's not something that can make you rotate. It enable you to rotate around the map. You're just kind of there farming up instead of clearing, rotating. That's what Stormy's doing.
Stormy might not be able to get away from this one. Stormy finds the kill. That's going to be a tower as well. SRG are starting to push in, dig deep, and Aurora Gaming.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. More to come.
Penalty zone does come down. Lunar not going to be able to escape once again. Barbiel gets the kill. Sekai secures it. And now, TNZ just trying to get his own purple. Luckily, he does that. But it's still a big loss for Aurora.
Uh-oh. Now goes on an Innocent, but he already used that Electrifying Beats. First item, Genius Wand, is the choice here for TNZ. And that's quite late if we're thinking about things right now. He's very far behind compared to Skies. Look at Skies already with the Fury Hammer and the War Axe, man. Building towards the next item. Honestly, from everybody here, you definitely see the big lead over from Cram as well, just constantly cutting the wave and forcing Lunar to rotate to lose out his own wave to turrets.
Hume's also doing such a better job this time on the Cho than what we saw last time. Even if he's not getting a big pick off, he's using that kick to zone them away right before objectives. He's not as aggressive on it, but he's technical with it. A lot of damage on a Stormy there. Pagu looking for the re-engage, looking for the taunt. They do jump on to Humes. Oh, enough, but look at the chasing clouds. They're yoinked up. The response comes back. Sticky Boom trying to get out of the way. Feathered Airstrike does come down. Aurora Gaming doesn't lose anyone just yet.
Yeah. Really gets sustained by Aurora Gaming. Great maneuvers as well to escape. Now they're going to go in onto Cram, who's up top, but this is just a distraction, and I don't think they can beat him.
Oh my god, look at the damage. Cram under the tower! AOG to come in. If Cram gets away from this, he truly is immortal.
That's why he's immortal, folks. He's still human. But damn, that was impressive, man. Damn, Cram! Skies now with a Phantom Seed as well, just using it to get control over purple buff. And again, even though he's mortal, he died there, he ain't immortal, they get the purple buff. They get a tier 1 mid lane turret as well. So it's super worth it. There was no bounty on him. Valkyrie Descent now over on Stormy.
So much value for Cram there. Stormy gonna be able to get away. We're waiting on a Lord. 3 turtles going to the hands of SRG. Almost a 4,000 gold lead, 3 towers down. Aurora Gaming are still waiting on that power spike.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to hit, honestly, right? With the Kimmy and the Joy, I guess the Holy Crystal, but the thing is, when you're already on picks like this that need specific timers and you're behind, that means it gets delayed even more, because once you get the Holy Shield, Selangor Red Giants would already have enough of defenses to deal with it. So then you're going to have to wait for the next power spike, which is Divine Glaive, and at that point, you're just waiting for late game. You're just waiting all the way, and you can't really Aurora Gaming it anymore. Again, for you guys who just tuned in, Aurora Gaming, the way they've won was through prio and winning early game hard to snowball. That's not it right now. For Aurora Gaming, their position, the way Selangor Red Giants have been positioned the last 3 games, they're the ones fighting from behind.
Venom Zone does come in, but once again, the Clouds are able to catch Aurora Gaming up. AOG to respond. Rosa's not quite there yet, but here comes Siggy Boom. Aurora Gaming might want to try to fight this. Siggy Boom continues with the onslaught, gets knocked back. And Aurora Gaming back off, but they are able to defend the tier 2.
So at least they have good clear. They have ways to deal with Selangor Red Giants if they overstep. Again, taking a look at the items, I really love Stormy's itemization. It's Yenzi!
Yenzi with the electrifying beats, but the damage just isn't there at all. Sekai's doesn't even have magic defense items right now. He went for a brute force breastplate, and still, the damage isn't there.
You don't care. You don't care at all, man. He just got the tough boot. That is enough to deal with just a Genius Wand. Yes, at this point still, just a Genius Wand. He's building towards Holy Crystal. He's getting closer, but with all the orange buffs being taken and him zoned away from even mini waves here, it's going to be tough. Yums. Aw, dude. The constant fades from Yums on the Cho.
But he's being more patient this time with it, right? He's being more careful this time with it. Aurora Gaming on the defense, and this is what SRG did with the Turtles. They zone away Aurora Gaming, and Sekai's just personally takes the neutral objective himself. He doesn't need the rest of his team there. Aurora Gaming has no way in.
They have too much zoning power right now, and honestly, there's not really enough damage still for Aurora Gaming to deal with Cram. That's him solo lording. Sky's picking it up. Tianzi trying to make a cross-map play here. Trying his best to just get some camps away, at least be able to breathe in this harsh climate that Selangor Red Giants have created for Aurora Gaming. And at this point, it really comes down to defending. Do they have as good clear as Selangor Red Giants in the previous games? I don't think so, but they do have wave clear, just with the Kimmy. They have good zoning, too, with the Gatan and the Terizla. Oh no, Tianzi.
Tianzi in a bad spot, electrifying beats. Decides not to go for it. Aurora Gaming just, I mean, they can't commit at this point. I think they want to, but they know there's just no way. You try to go in with all of these fighters, they have no range. You get kicked in the face by Yums, or you get a falling Star Moon, or, you know, something stops you in your tracks.
It's on for Pagu. It's only on to Yums. Waves coming down, crashing into the mid lane. That's the Holy Shield down, bottom lane as well. Aurora, they need to defend up top. That's the far lane.
There is no holy defense to stop the Lord. He will get the crash cleanly. In the backside, though, Tianzi does use the electrifying beats. They're trying to lock on. Nice way of the Dragon Feathered Airstrike. Takes him off of the map. Base still on the defense. As Pagu and the rest of the team move back, they give him over the inhibitor. The Lord at about 20% of Aurora Gaming should be able to defend this if they don't make any huge mistakes, but more minions still coming.
Now in the mid lane they go. It's Stormy who's going in, trying to dish out a little bit more damage to the Orc Yums. Pops to the Jiku, no Innocent!
Oh, big play by Innocent, the knockback with the AOG to try to save the day, but it connects to nobody. Barbiel is out, Phantom Steed to cause some more damage. Feathered Airstrike comes down.
Two base turrets down, Cram! With a flicker in, a cannon minion on the base.
And a minion on the base, they will still be able to defend. All 5 members back on the field. Siggy Boom looking for a target.
Oh,
no Valkyrie's Descent just yet, but out it comes, a nice knock-up, and Innocent finally falls.
Wait, Skies, I don't know about this. Walks in way too aggressive.
Aurora Gaming trying to respond. Sekai's in a bad spot, stuck against the wall. Can they get the finishing blow? He pushes back, and he takes out Rosa. Lunar finally takes him down, but down comes the Feathered Airstrike.
Now it's Cram trying to go and peel for the team, but Stormy's gonna be taken down. It's an all-in.
Yenzi on the defense, Cram there as always. Star move lands on. Yenzi just able to get away. Does he re-engage? Purple buff still there. Yenzi is able to secure it, but Cram is relentless.
A long fight. And it goes in favor of Aurora Gaming in numbers, but Selangor Red Giants got everything they needed. 3 base turrets with Lord 1 is more than anything else, dude. They could have even been wiped out. They would still have proper timers to respawn back and to have the value. So right now for Selangor Red Giants, it's all about, okay, we got the base turrets, now how do we utilize the advantage? Let's not brawl against Aurora Gaming like that around Lord, right? Let's just wait for the wave to push up top, we already have a big item gap here. You can see a 2,600 gold lead for Cram, 1,400 for Skies. Cram?
Ooh, Cram caught up. Valkyrie's Ascent. Cram might not be able to get away from this one. If he does, once again, he's a problem. Yums does come in.
No.
AOG comes out just to keep Yums away. Aurora Gaming find a pick off before the Lord, but look at the boss side.
Exactly. Look at the Lord. They're already doing it. They're trying to blitz it right now, and it's actually already done. There's no way for Aurora Gaming to respond to it. Cram for Lord is the trade, but Selangor Red Giants. Oh, wait, it spawns instantly. Can they wait for Cram or no?
I don't think they can.
I don't think so.
Gaming. I think at this point you just let that
Clear. They shouldn't be clearing.
Shouldn't be clearing. They should.
There you go.
Just let it.
Yeah, okay. They still get it. Innocent's looking for the flank.
Side. Looking for an angle. Stormy there as well. TNZ and Yums in the boss side. Conceal play coming out. Yums looking for the big kick, but he kicks him away. Venom Steed does not connect. Penalty zone there as well. As Rosa tries to defend along with his team. Innocent in a bad spot. Electrifying Beats hasn't popped just yet. Board finally does fall down. TNZ to the backside. Finally does use it. Aurora Gaming looking for the smack back. Looking for the fight back.
Oh, the fighting armor is a bit short. Rosa's still able to escape. Yums is going to go in with the Jikudo. Oh my goodness, Rosa with the flicker out.
Ram flickers in, looking for another target. That guy's an Innocent also, just waiting for the possible mess up. But Aurora Gaming aren't having it.
There we go. Good resources burned out already. They burnt out the flicker from Rosa. That's big. But the thing is, the Lord will spawn in 110 seconds, so it's aligned with Rosa's cooldown on the flicker. So next, Lord, because if we're speaking realistic here, Aurora shouldn't walk out of their base until the Lord spawns, so they should be safe still. It really comes down to Selangor Red Giants getting that one combo down. Aurora Gaming, as we get into the late game, they're going to have those frontliners that can actually sustain through a full-on initiation. And remember, for SRG, with the Leomord, with Sora, with Farsa, this is a very one-cycle team fight that they're looking for. They're looking to burst their opponents out with a cycle of skills, and if they don't, Aurora Gaming might be able to retaliate.
Gold has been neutralized a bit as well. Down to about 2.8k. Big falling star moon though on to 2 members, but it's just Lunar and Paragu. Innocent also testing the waters here. Yums as well, constantly looking for the flank. But Rosa and TNZ have not showed face, and he knows those are the targets I need.
That's a smart move for Aurora Gaming. There's no reason for them to put themselves into vulnerable positions before the neutral objective spawns in the game. Pagu was waiting in the bush. Knows where Yums is. That means TNZ can actually still go for more dashes. Now it comes down to how Aurora Gaming deal with the wave up top. Can they clear it or not? Because at the end of the day, Selangor Red Giants don't even need to do anything. Wait, the Dragon.
Dragon wrong way. Penalty zone misses as well for the air strike. Comes down. And TNZ is taken off the map. Siggy Boom goes to the back line trying to deal with Stormy, but on the top side the battle pursues as Rose is taken out and members of Aurora Gaming are falling.
Lunar going to be caught low. Crowd with a double.
And with a double, can he make it a triple? Lunar still stands strong. Siggy Boom in the backside as well. It's just 2 members against the world. But Sekai's like, forget this. I'm moving on to the base. Lunar trying to defend, but it's not enough. The score is neutralized. SRG make it 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first match in Tennis Indoor Senayan will go all the way. 5 games for SRG versus Aurora Gaming Turkey. The same way it went in MSC 2024, but that was won out.
And Trex, let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for the final game of this series. The panel thinks it's going to be a repeat of MSC 2024. Well, where SRG won 3-2 against then Fireflux, but now most of that lineup is in Aurora Gaming Turkey. Do you agree, Trex?
I'm having trouble with the lineup from Aurora Gaming Turkey right now in terms of their draft. I'm not crazy about the Novaria. Last time we saw Rose on it, it's too passive of a hero for him. Yes, the possibilities are always there, but man, it's going to be a tough game for Aurora.
I agree. I really agree as well, man. Selangor Red Giants it really seems like this is Selangor Red Giants. Just like the panel said. Aurora Gaming, on the other hand, this is such a big leap. Because it's completely different to what they played in Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. I mean, the games that they won, Game 1 and Game 3, this is already completely different. The Grok is the only thing that really stayed. Everything else, they changed. Now, did they change too much? Did they have to think that far ahead in the draft? Because for the most part, those picks were banned out.
We'll see exactly how this goes down. There's definitely been a, whoa, look at the damage on Innocent.
What?
Seggy Boom with first blood. That's a good start for Aurora Gaming.
It's a phenomenal start, man. What? I mean, I guess for Innocent, he just didn't calculate the damage coming in from the Guinevere, which is surprising, by the way. Guinevere does a lot of base damage, has a lot of base damage, and Tienzi will stay in the bottom lane.
He's hanging.
He's hanging there.
Hanging
He's
with his
camping.
boys.
Set up a big tent now up top, though. Lunar.
A lot of damage on a Lunar. He's going to be able to try to re-engage, and he gets one. It's a trade for a trade. That is a win for Aurora Gaming there, I feel like.
I think so. There's different ways to see it. Spatial migration.
Nice knockup from Tienzi. Yume's going to go down. Aurora Gaming finding these moments of greatness in the early game like they did with the first three.
There's no throne or win for Cram. They're going to go for it. Tienzi, can he win the Rec 3 battle?
Nice echo. Sekai's able to just steal it out of his hand. Stormy finds Tienzi as well. SRG snatched the lead back.
Not enough for Aurora Gaming to push the lead to a comfortable position. It's Selangor Red Giants that have Sekai's riding in, getting it now. Phantom Steed in mid.
Along with the feathered airstrike, Pagu forced to use the flicker. Rosa takes one to the face as well. Just trying to clear this lane. This is something that Aurora Gaming is having trouble with, the mid lane once again, and it's giving SRG freedom to move however they please.
And that's the thing, right? Up top, when there was a trade for the Yuzong versus the Farsa, it can be value in a way if Aurora Gaming could capitalize on that fact, but unfortunately they couldn't. So it ended up just being a total loss for Aurora Gaming for the Yuzong. I don't know, I think it was Leo who mentioned you die on the Yuzong twice, it's done, right? That's true. And right now, you already see one death on him, the second death will hurt even more. And the fact that Selangor Red Giants got the turtle, despite Aurora being the ones to hold on to it, that's concerning. Tienzi on this Guinevere, he's meant to win those battles.
And he is farming. I mean, the gold lead that Aurora Gaming has right now is literally the 200 plus gold that TNZ has. He's the one keeping them in the field here. Taking a look at the mid lane, Stormy also creeping ahead, but overall things still at a major standstill.
It's all going to be on the hands of Siggy Boom as well. If we do get to the late game, it's Rosa and Siggy Boom. The rest of the team, they're just there for utility. Four-man gank, Yums!
Perfectly angled. Every ult in the book popped out just to take him out. And now they quickly move over to this turtle that's going to be spawning soon.
And that's two. Trex.
Is that it?
The big two.
Is that a wrap?
Not yet. I don't think so, but it is.
Because he got a kill.
It's closer. Yeah, he got a kill. So maybe we extend it to three?
Yeah,
Three?
Three for sure, right?
Three. I got a nod and a thumbs up from the two Filipino casters here. But Cram is certainly going to make the most out of this situation, man. Constantly going for the hits, blinking out of there, and they're still staying around. Aurora Gaming want to fight for it. They, again, need to fight for it. At this point, if they... Oh. Flicker!
Offside, Siggy Boom, forcing Spawn's force.
Okay.
Right before Turtle once again, and this stops him from being able to rotate up as Stormy's there to help out.
Let's see. Innocent's actually looking to rotate as well. Never mind, he goes back into the bottom lane. Turtle held down by Cram now. Lunar has Petrify, has the Black Dragon form down below. Looks like Siggy Boom's gonna stay.
Oh, Black Dragon to keep seconds away, gets a Petrify. TNZ able to get the Turtle, and down goes Sekai's. Pagu able to secure the kill. Stormy looking for the wings by the wings, looking for a position to strike back, but it's too late. Aurora Gaming hit and run.
There you go. They needed this real bad. They were desperate for it. Tienzi on the other side of the map, though, goes in for the purple bump as well. Innocent caught. Has to be MI. Tienzi with a walk up. Oh, really aggressive moves.
This is the Aurora that we want to see, though, the aggressive moves.
Exactly. I agree. I think this is exactly what we need from Aurora Gaming. It's Aurora Gaming without the draft that they had. Oh, Innocent.
Blazing Duet, a lot of damage does lay down, but look at Yums in a bad spot, gets caught by Tienzi, and Tienzi gets the kill. Aurora Gaming are dissecting their plays right now.
And Lunar is keeping Cram at bay. He's making sure that there's no trade available for the rest of the team for Selangor Red Giants to take, but it really seems like they're going to brute force this. Stormy rotating.
Oh man, Lunar's just having a rough go at it right now. Every ult once again let out. Tower should fall here unless Rosa can defend. Nothing but a cannon minion left, and yes, Rosa does it.
They keep it alive. Despite, oh, great shot on Stormy with the Star Shatter. Despite the kill on Lunar, it's extended even more because of the turtle take, right? So maybe 4 now. We're waiting for that 4th death, and maybe we can say it's all over for him. But even then, it's really all about playing for the utility, because we're thinking about the Yuzong as a way to carry the game. We're thinking of Sanford Yuzong. We're thinking of Edward Yuzong.
He's not a killer, you know? But he can still be a zoner.
Exactly. He can go for those.
He could be a lineman, you know?
Oh, he could be. He could be a lineman. He could be. I think Krem's a better lineman on the Alice, but here, Pagu. All right. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, it really is all about setting up. Yums. Oh, beats out the Petrify. Oh, the panic, man. The 3 deaths really got to him.
He doesn't want to make it 4. Then it's over. Ram, though, looking to be engaged, but the airstrike does come down. Rosa fires a shot back of his own.
Wow.
Out comes the Astral Echo. Nice. Violent Requiem does land on a Cram. Cram still standing strong and flickers back in. But wait, Cram finally falls. Lunar able to get the kill.
That was forced for sure. Now it's a Black Dragon with no Petrify on Skies, but it's all just to go for Turtle. They know after getting a win, they need to convert, and that they do. Turtle number 3 going to the hands of Aurora Gaming to make it 2-1. A Star Shatter from Rosa, and the scaling's pretty good right now. Aurora Gaming, they're back to a comfortable spot.
I mean, Rosa's been doing a great job. I was worried about the Novaria, but Rosa is landing those long-range hits every time. And now Stormy in a bad stop brings out that airstrike, but it doesn't matter. It's too late. Siggy Boom able to find the kill. That guy's trying to run in and help things out. Violent Requiem plus Winter Crown. Oh, and the knock-up, Siggy Boom!
Yums!
Able to get a couple more shots, but in the backside, TNC does finally fall.
Siggy Boom, no mana, it's Skies!
Can't get away, not today. Siggy Boom goes down. And that's going to be a nice even on the playing field. Luckily, Lunar able to take a mid-tier 3.
Still not worth it though, right? Losing those 2 boys. I mean, you need Siggy Boom to constantly scale here. The fact that he had no mana and they still stayed, that was definitely them overconfident in the position. And now they get a turret down below Selangor Red Giants. They crack up the top side jungle as well, taking as many camps as possible from TNZ.
2 towers for 2 towers. Aurora Gaming have taken the mid and the bot. SRG, though, have definitely even the playing field. And I feel at this point, this is when their spike's really going to connect.
You definitely feel the fatigue start to creep in for these 2 teams. You know, the calculations that we saw earlier in the series, crisp, clean, is starting to get a little messy here and there, especially for Aurora Gaming. TNZ, oh, that's why the Claude is so feared. Even Swiss, by their airstrike, they're trying to siege this down. Great echo from Rosa, keeps them at bay.
Yeah, Aurora Gaming are doing a wonderful job. Both teams know what's on the line here. Whoever wins this, guaranteed 3rd place spot. It gives you a great positioning for any future games, and neither of them want to go down to that lower bracket to face what's coming.
Nobody wants lower bracket smoke, bro. You got the Indonesian champions down below, and this is a surprise, you got the Filipino champions down below. Team Spirit and then Yangon Galacticos, 2 teams as well. They can definitely pull a shocker. Oh man, just thinking the lower brackets. How did we get here, dude?
On M7, this is an M7 for sure.
What an M7.
First Lord up. Gold, oh my god, the damage from Rosa is starting to matter though, I will say that.
So have you been converted to a Rosa Novaria believer? Didn't believe it earlier.
This game.
This game?
I don't know about the future of Rosa Novaria. Nice kick does come down on Pagu. A lot of ults do come out. The Astral Echo connects onto everyone. And SRG are forced to back off. They're going to try to re-angle and look for another engage, but there's no Barbiel left to come after this.
No way the Dragon, no Barbiel, no Feather Airstrike. The cycle is gone, and Aurora want to utilize this window.
Innocent might be able to make a play happen here. Cram does dash in. Nice knock up. Purify does pop. That guy's around the backside.
Genzi sold all. Tornaroo with the flicker. Genzi!
Boom's able to lock on. Sekai takes the Lord. And Innocent finds Pagu. SRG are looking for the fight. TNZ falls. 2 members down. Aurora Gaming have to back off. But wait a second. Lunar next on the block, just trying to get away.
They got the read. Stormy the Prodigy. And now Lunar is caught all alone.
All alone against the Lord. He does fall. He buys a little bit of time. But is it going to be enough?
I don't think so. I don't think it's enough just yet. Rosa in the mid lane. Yums wants to go for it, but doesn't have the flicker. The Star Shatter goes wide. Lord in the bottom lane. Selangor Red Giants want to push the lead to a comfortable spot. They want to hold this game.
And what even happened there? TNZ goes for the pickoff instead of just focusing on the Lord. Purify pops. And then they just lose their positioning. Lord now coming in soon.
I think in that position, it was just unfortunate Trex. SRG went in on him, and he just took too much turret aggro, or rather Lord aggro.
Violent Requiem does come in, but the airstrike can help out. Support Rosa gets the kill on the Cram. They should be able to make quick work of this Lord and know it. I mean, the inhibitors even keep their holy defense.
I gotta give it to Aurora Gaming, dude. I think the panel as well were expecting that there was not gonna be enough damage to really threaten the Alice here. But turns out, the Star Shatter with a Lightning Truncheon and Glowing Wand is enough. Like, dude, we've been seeing crazy damage, and it's only with 2 items. What happens when the Holy Shield, the Wishing Lantern, the Divine Glaive gets built up?
Literally Radiant Armor on Alice plus Oracle. Like, what else do you need?
Bro, if it lands on Stormy or Innocent, God bless.
Masarap.
Masarap, indeed. Oh, Aurora Gaming. So do we extend?
Oh, Aurora Gaming.
Rex, do we extend the 4 death to now 5?
Like, he's playing lineman.
He is.
He's not,
so, doesn't matter.
He's not a running back. He's not going to sack the quarterback. He's just there to defend the quarterback.
All right. Yomes is trying to get the initiator down, but I don't think that's going to happen, man. Pagu on the Grok. Clean with it. Let's see in the top lane and in the bottom lane how they manage these waves, because it really comes down to that later on as we get into these big Lord fights. And again, for Aurora, this is what we were saying earlier. Tienzi took too much Lord aggro earlier in the fight, and that's why he was like, you know what? It's either I back or I go in, try to look for the red tree, try to look for the big play with the Violet Requiem. Now it's a Divine Glaive. There you go. For both.
For the team.
Crazy timing, bro.
Share the love.
Share the love. Rosa and Siggy Boom with a Divine Glaive together. Innocent on the way to the Winter Crown. So we will start to expect more of those crazy BMI forwards with a Blazing Duet than the Winter Crown.
SRG. They have a gold lead, but still it doesn't feel like it's a game in their hands just yet. Aurora Gaming, I mean, in those Rosa, man, one of those lands on Innocent, we're talking at least 50% health, I feel like.
Yep.
One of those lands at that range, and it is a reset. That's completely for a fight.
And this is going to have to pull a Benny Cutie with the claw, dude. Someone who won M4. No, that too maybe, but mainly come in at the end. Try to go for the cleanups. Don't get caught in the Astro Echo, because if you do, that creates a lot of angles for Pagu to bait out the Purify out. And then Tienzi can just get an easy set. Yums!
Oh, big kick. And then airstrike comes down. Pagu tries to get away. Immortality does pop. Black Dragon into the midst of things as well. But Sekai's finds Pagu. And now Aurora Gaming are on the run. A big kick from Yumes. Stormy able to take out Siggy Boom. A double kill into the hands of Sekai's.
Big throw to Ruin. Catches the Purify of Siggy Boom. And now they don't want to go for the Lord. Trex, they want to go for the end. They have a big wave in the mid lane. On top of the Cannon Minion that stayed alive. The Star Shadow was body block. Prem!
They may just be able to do this, honestly. It's 15+ second death counters to the side of Aurora Gaming. Feathered Airstrike comes down. A nice snipe shot with the Violent Requiem, followed up by the Winter Crown. Stormy, wings by wings. SRG are focusing onto the base. The Canyon Minion stands, but it's not enough just yet. Minions defend, and SRG aren't able to finish it.
No Tienzi, but they've used all their resources. That's going to be in Flying Clouds. Pagu, tech charge!
Nice tech charge on Innocent. He does have to BMI still. Big kick onto Pagu.
That's going to be Pagu caught in the bad spot again in the back. Stormy gets the kill.
Just can't do it. Siggy Boom falls as well. It's Rosa and Lunar against SRG right now. Minions still on the base. Rosa trying to defend, but they need another wave.
There's a wave in the bottom lane, but that's it. No more wave in mid to really utilize. They're going to have to wait a bit longer. But Aurora Gaming, they've delayed it again. Selangor Red Giants with a 5,000 gold lead are going to go straight for the Lord. There's no way Tienzi gets into this Lord pit unless he just walks up, I guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be crazy, dude. That would literally just be like, that would be suicide. And it's not even 50-50. They have so much CC with Yumes there as well.
Can they defend a big Lord push right now? Is that possible at this point? It's definitely trouble. I mean, at this point, it is hard. You have a Feathered Airstrike to help Siege. You have so many things in the hand of SRG to try to end this.
Just take a look at the replay here to see exactly what happened. Pagu tried to really force the issue with the Flying Clouds, and you can't really blame him. In this position, he was expecting an instant follow-up, but it just didn't happen. These members were down on the cooldown. They had to clear some waves. Now a Lord of the mid lane, bottom lane turret very low, top lane going down.
Will this be the final defense? Yume's looking for a target once again. Feathered Airstrike does come down. A nice tech charge, but it doesn't land onto many members. Lord's still there. Sekai's brings out the Phantom Steed. Lord finally falls as Aurora Gaming continues to defend. One Cannon Minion left. They should be okay, but another wave are coming. Agu, don't overstay your welcome. Named SRG. Nice final Requiem does land down onto Cram, but the damage still just isn't there. Tianzi finally falls. Black Dragon comes out. Cram still standing. Pagu finally falls as well.
He moves still there. Rose Gold Meteor. Yum's gonna go for Jiku now.
Double kill for Siggy Boom.
Innocent.
Sekai's gets the kill. Innocent on to Lunar. And Aurora Gaming, it's a full wipe. As the lights fade dim, the Giants rise from the darkness and move forward in the upper bracket.
A repeat of MSC 2024 in the end, despite the impressive start to the series. Selangor Red Giants throw Aurora Gaming down to the pits, down to the depths of the most feared lower bracket that we've ever seen in the world stage. 3-2. At the end of the day, a full series going their way yet again. They confirm top 3 in the M7 World Championship.